to that Guitar Zero on 81333. Stoke at the start to text.
What am I missing? What was the difference? 'Cause you never listen to any other time I asked you to stay.
So normally when we do Monday motivation, handily enough, at this time most Mondays, I'll say, oh, right, let's come up with some tips to get you fired up for the week ahead. If you went to the gig at Vale Park, just think about that, right? You'll be absolutely fine. That's my kind of motivational tip for the week. Lisa T is much better at it than I am, though. Good morning, Lisa.
Morning, Lee. How are you?
Very well. Full of it this morning. Absolutely full of it. So when we're talking about gigging over bank holiday, so Lisa, if you've not heard her before, mental health expert who gives us a different tip every Monday and is also a country music singer. I imagine you've been rushed off your feet performing over the bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, well, it's funny when you just said about Robbie doing Don't Look Back in Anger, because Liam Gallagher was in Manchester on Wednesday night doing a gig. So on Thursday, I was at the Oast House in Manchester, and I kind of said at some point, did anyone watch Liam Gallagher last night? And pretty much there was I'd say about 300, maybe more people there, and pretty much all of them were like screaming like, yeah. So I was like, right, now's a good time to do Don't Look Back in Anger. And they were all just, loving it. So yeah, it was a great weekend, great vibes. And it sounds like it was the same for you at Robbie as well, from what I've heard.
It was phenomenally good. It really was. Don't Look Back in Anger, whether you're Robbie Williams, whether you're Liam Gallagher, whether you're Lisa T, whether you're anybody, it just goes down well with any crowd, that tune. But he did so many of his own songs, which were just brilliant. What have you got for us motivation-wise this Monday, Lisa?
Yes. Okay. So this tip is called the beginner's mindset. And it's about trying to see things, people, the world in general, really, as if you're seeing them for the first time with no prejudgment. So if you think about how children look at things and the world, they're just fascinated with everything they see because they're looking at it with a beginner's mindset. So that's a really nice way to live. But as we get older, we become a bit more conditioned to have certain beliefs and feelings about things and people that we meet. We sort of label things and people as bad or as good, and we just think that that's the way to live. But it's not really. So my tip today is when you get a chance, just try this simple exercise, which is about seeing things with a beginner's mind. So just sit in whichever room you're in when you get a couple of minutes and just sort of look around the room and pick one object that you've probably seen 100 times before, but just stop and sort of look at it as if it's the first time you've seen it. Maybe just try and imagine that you're a child for that 2 minutes. Maybe pick it up and hold it and just really analyze it to see if you can notice anything maybe that you've never noticed before about that object, and see if you maybe see it in a new light. And just be curious about how the exercise after that couple of minutes has sort of reframed the way you see that object. And then see, this is the trick, see if you can then carry that approach and that mindset into the rest of your day, and think about that when you're dealing with new people or old people, or maybe people that you've already sort of pre-labeled a certain way. Can you drop those labels and approach them with a beginner's mind? So that's the tip for today.
So when you look at your TV in your living room, rather than thinking, dear me, that's filthy and covered in dust, just look at it with fresh eyes, and then, you will take that on to, I don't know, seeing somebody in the shop who you want to avoid. You just think, oh, dear Lord, they do my head in. I can't stand them. Instead, it won't make you prejudge. Instead, you will be nicer, you will be fresher in your approach, and all will be, hopefully, all right if you go into it with that kind of attitude. I'm with you there, 100%.
Yeah, that's right. It's just about these little exercises just help to get us to reframe things. And then when we do it with something small, we can hopefully carry it into our day-to-day life and just reframe things with people and other bigger things as well. That's right.
You hear a lot, especially in the social media generation, of people using the phrase resetting, and I need to reset this, reset that. And that is what you've just said, there's key to it, yeah?
Exactly. That's it. It's just, I always go back to children. When we look at children, we can learn that we spend our lives as adults teaching children how to live, but we can actually learn so much from the way that they approach life and approach the world, because they've got nothing to reset. They're just starting fresh. So resetting is key, definitely.
Lovely. Right. I'm off next week. I've just remembered. So we will speak again very soon. But thank you ever so much for coming on in the meantime, Lisa.
Oh, thanks, Lee. Have a good time. I'll speak to you soon.
Will do. See you later. Lisa T with Monday Motivation. All about resetting, which can never ever be a bad thing. Right, let's go to the roads to see how we are looking